Hi everyone. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about movies and specifically what movies you should see if you come to the US. Now, I myself am a huge movie goer. I love watching movies. I love getting the story aspect of it, so I mostly love like thrillers and horrors and all that kind of stuff, but I'm really open to anything except westerns. I don't like westerns. So here are my top 15 picks of movies you should see if you come to the US. And these are from in order from worst to greatest, which I love all the movies, so it was actually really hard to put them in order. But so here we go. So American Pie trilogy. Um, these movies are awesome. It's comedy movies, all three of them. I mean, American Pie, it's kind of American movies. So, I mean, can't go wrong with them. They're really good, pretty funny, very entertaining. Second, Illusionist. So, this movie is about a magician and a love story, and it's filled obviously with lots of magic and stuff. It's very how do you say it, trippy. It kind of throws you through a big twist and kind of leaves you hanging for a bit, but then it all comes together at the end. Next is Red Eye. This was my grandma introduced me, ironically, to this movie. Probably like 10 years ago, and it has been my favorite movie since. It's about without spoiling it too much, it's about a plane flight, the red eye. So it's definitely a thriller. So it's very fun to watch. Next, number 11, I believe. I have the Shrek movies, just one and two. I thought three and four were terrible. But number one is awesome, and number two I think is even better than number one in my opinion. Definitely comedy movies, um, very funny. I loved watching them. Next, Monsters Inc. by Disney. I love this movie. It's just an animated. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's has some pretty cute moments. Makes you all fuzzy inside. I remember my grandma and I actually saw that movie on the opening day when it came out in 2000, and we were in the theater, and it was so packed. There were no other available seats. It's kind of sad now when you go to a movie theater and it's never full like that. People just don't go to movies. It's kind of sad. Similar to malls. I get pretty sad going to those. But anyway, back to the movie thing. Um, the Goonies is the main one that you need to see. It's kind of the cult classic. Everyone's seen it or should see it. But yeah, it's a pretty harmless movie. It's basically about a adventure that kids take and stuff. So my dad actually introduced me to it as one of his favorite movies. So the Gremlins, they're good movies, but I mean they're nothing like super awesome like the Goonies. So Austin Powers trilogy. I love all these movies. This is kind of like American Pie, another like you have to see this. I love these movies, and um I mean they're spoofs of the James Bond movies. So yeah, I mean if you like James Bond um and parodies, you're gonna love these. They have some crude humor in them, so watch out. Insidious, um, going into the horror genre. This one is definitely one of those movies that I thought it was like the exception in horror movies. It really made you think and stuff. Um, like the movie got done, and my mind was like racing for 30 more minutes afterwards. It's pretty amazing. I think there's like four more or something. I don't know, but I thought they were all pretty terrible after the original, so don't bother with those. Curse of the Golden Flower. This is a movie on Amazon that I just thought had a cool cover. I hadn't heard anything about the movie, but so anyway, it was kind of a blind buy like that, but it ended up being one of my favorite movies. It's definitely it's a drama about the Chinese dynasty. So it's definitely a slower movie and stuff. It doesn't have much action. At the end it does, but it's just very, very beautiful. Definitely worth the check out if you're interested. Stardust. I never saw the Spiderwick Chronicles on here, so I have no idea about that. But Stardust is amazing. I've watched that movie countless times, and I love seeing it every time. It's definitely like a adventure, kind of on the kind of like Disney movies. Next, back into the horror genre, Saw 3. This is my favorite Saw movie. I only saw the first three. The first four I heard, last four I heard weren't even worth it. Um, but Saw 3 is amazing. It has an amazing story out of all of them. It's I know at the end of the movie it just kind of left me speechless. It's definitely worth checking out if you can stomach the intense scenes Saw's known for. Next, Titanic by James Cameron, the super um, one of the highest grossing movies of all time. So um, most likely you saw this one, but if you haven't, you need to see this immediately. It's like amazing live action, and it's an exact replica almost of the Titanic. It's amazing. I read they had to build the sets and props and everything for it, but like the whole Titanic ship and that they had to build the whole entire ship. Would have taken so long. Would have been so tough. Props to them. Next, we got the three Lord of the Rings movies, extended editions. Don't go through for the theatrical editions. The extended editions are amazing, though. Um, Definitely up there on. I find myself quoting Lord of the Rings a lot and having random like flashbacks of thoughts of Lord of the Rings and stuff. They're amazing movies. Um, Second, we have Mr. Nobody. So this was another of the blind buys that I bought just because it had a cool cover and a high rating. But this is very, very different from the normal movies that are really out there. I mean, this movie deals heavily with timelines and outcomes, and it just really makes you think about everything about past and life. It's very valuable, means a lot. Okay, and then my favorite movie of all time. This might seem weird, but Hunchback of Notre Dame by Disney. I think it has, for a Disney movie, it has. I don't even know how they got this out of the studio. There's some really, really dark moments in it, and it just has themes that you wouldn't think would be in a Disney movie. But I can watch this just over and over. This is one of the only movies I can watch. I've probably seen this 100 times. It's amazing. So, but anyway, yeah, those are my 15 movies that I recommend you would watch if you come to the US. And I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if there's any movies you guys think that should be added to the list or something in the comments. See you next time.